The legacy.
The legacy.
The legacy is one that I'm pretty proud of. The Urban League here has managed to supplant itself in the community as a communication arm for people of color.
They've been able to offer us insight through research and really a really rich wealth of information, and we've been able to utilize that information to do better, to encourage more people to get involved and pursue solutions to address those inequities.
Really giving a voice to a community that sometimes has been disenfranchised.
It's a place that you can come as a young professional, as an established person in our community, and learn about the rich history and culture of the African American community.
If in our careers, the Urban League provides a unique opportunity for people who desire to develop their voice civically and provides a platform for them to do so.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so one of the things that the main thing that we're going to do today is be able to just give you a little bit of information about the Urban League, who we are, how we got to this moment. You'll hear a lot about our different programs and great projects that we have going on. But more importantly, I say this all the time, we've focused a lot on like filling the gaps. And we've done a pretty damn good job at it. I'd like to thank everyone that's been a part of this movement in helping us to do that. We have some amazing people, and they'll be able to present to you on the things that they're currently working on. So without any further ado, I would like for you all to give, well, you can't give a round of applause. Oh, you can't give a round of applause for my board chair and my lead director. I believe they're going to be both speaking, but I think it's going to be our board chair first, Miss Patrice Gilliam Johnson. Please give a round of applause. Claps on it. There we go. Tamara, I like the circle claps. I like the circle claps. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Dr. Gilliam Johnson, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me just say that on behalf of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League Board of Directors, I am pleased to welcome you to the annual meeting. I'm Patrice Gilliam Johnson, and I currently serve as the board chair. So I'm going to take us kind of back to basics and talk a little bit. The mission of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League is to empower people of color to achieve economic self-reliance, parity, and civil rights. Further, it envisions a community where people from a wide array of backgrounds and experiences contribute to and benefit from an alliance that is committed to action-oriented public policy research and principled advocacy. The NWUL seeks to address the problems of equity and fairness by assuring that those who influence change represent the broader community and understand the economic and social realities facing people of color. In working towards these goals, I want to personally take a moment to thank the board of directors and the staff of the league for working diligently through a tough year. We've had a really tough year. The COVID pandemic required that most activities of the league transition to virtual activities. Further, the work toward justice and equity continued in the face of poignant, glaring examples of the underbelly, often obscured realities of the world we live in, none of which were shocking, but concerning nonetheless. All of these exhibitions only serve to confirm the work that remains to be done and the importance of the position of the league in moving the work forward. I applaud all of you in keeping the charge. Turning back to today's annual meeting, it is this yearly meeting where the past year's activities are highlighted and current business issues are discussed. It is also a time where new officers are introduced. With that said, I would like to recognize Ms. Tamara Smith, hey Tamara, as the newest member of the Board of Directors. For those of you who don't know, Ms. Smith currently serves as the Executive Director of Teach for America. As you do know, the MWUL holds a large footprint in the education arena within the state of Delaware. And so we welcome Tamara to the board and look forward to her expertise and talent in assisting us to move our educational agenda forward. So thank you very much, Tamara. On another note, we must say goodbye to one of our board members, the Honorable Saran Cade, who has served the league as an executive officer and recording secretary. We will sorely miss Saran's talents and, dare I say, personality, but anticipate an ongoing relationship with him as he takes on his new position as head of the Office of Management and Budget. Thank you, Saran. We wish you well. With that, I will turn things over to Ms. Ray Avery. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't see Saran. Is Saran on here, Miss Ray?
I don't think so.
I don't see it because we would have heard him by now.
Yeah, I didn't see Saran, but I figured I'd give it to him anyway. So
absolutely. I know he has a bunch of meetings with OMB today, but
okay.
Absolutely.
Just tell him I gave him his props.
We gave him his props and we gave him his claps. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Miss Ray, the floor is yours.
I think you're
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It gives me a great pleasure to present a snapshot of the Wilmington Center for Education Equity and Policy. I'd like to acknowledge one of our charter members, Shannon Griffin, who is also providing leadership in the Achievement Matters program. So we are all things public education advocacy. And welcome, I'd like to welcome Tamara Smith as the newest member representing the board onto the Advisory Council for the Wilmington Center for Education Equity. Eliza. Great. So the Wilmington Center for Education Equity and Policy is a partnership. The center emerged from the work of WEST, the Wilmington Education Strategies think tank, and we decided after several considerations, we did not choose to create a brand new nonprofit. We thought that it would be much more prudent and more effective and impactful to align this center with an organization that has a similar mission. And so the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League Board of Directors did approve this partnership, and we have launched. Next. We did our public launch in November 2020. There were close to 200 people in the launch and a great deal of interest. Our advocacy priorities are public school funding equity, teacher equity, with a focus on diversity and inclusion and an emphasis on recruitment of Black male professionals. So we just don't want to recruit, we want to develop, promote, and retain. Digital equity in the age of COVID and beyond is one of our priorities. So schooling in the future will never be the same. So we need to just accept that as a fact. Next. The mission, as you can see, is a very bold, unapologetic mission that Black and brown students living in the city of Wilmington will no longer be harmed by poor educational experiences. We envision a Wilmington where children are guaranteed an exceptional education. Our three pillars are advocacy, community organizing, and research. To the right, you see the names of our distinguished leaders in our advisory council. Lynn Howard, Representative Nnamdi Chukwuocha, Senator Elizabeth Locke, County Councilman J.P. Street Sr. are all chartering members of the center. Next. Community organizing is at the heart of all that we do in this movement, and you'll hear that throughout this annual meeting. So what does that mean to the center? community engagement and organizing and supporting parents and community members to lead in the public education system is a key priority. Uh, we still are not where we need to be with reopening schools, testing, and vaccination plans. We also endeavor to strengthen our partnerships with like organizations with similar aligned missions, including the Reading Consortium, Building People Power, Network Delaware, and the Legislative Black Caucus. Not an exhaustive list, but those are some examples of our strategic allies. In our research, the first research project that we invested in was done by Georgetown University Edunomics, and it examined statewide funding inequities in schools and within districts. That data became the foundation to build upon the lawsuit and the recent settlement. So you see some of the topics that are being developed under our research area. Student voice is at the forefront. Next. These are some additional proposed op-eds. We have 2 esteemed graduate doctoral students on our advisory council, Akila Eileen and Justin Alexander, and they are authoring a series of papers. We also invite others to submit. Get involved. Please visit our website. It's listed before you, the Wilmington Center for Equity.com. The public programming that we've done, our launch, as well as the first of our monthly Monday series, Who's in the Room. Our next public conversation will be Radical Thought to Reclaim Our Schools. So we want to really encourage you to get involved. We have a number of members of the public that are interested in being trained around community organizing with a specific emphasis on public education advocacy. So that will be launched this spring. Attend school board meetings. We tend to go when there's a crisis. We really want to develop a cadre of people that are attending school board meetings throughout the year. And I can't see what the last one is.
Share information with others.
And that is so very important. Thank you. That concludes the overview of the Wilmington Center for Education, Equity, and Policy.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ray. Please give Ms. Ray a round of applause, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like Tamara's circle hand clap. So I really, really appreciate it. So the center has really been, has really taken a life of its own with the strong advisors that we have and the strong team. I feel like it's one of, I say this all the time that, you know, working with the center is almost like a leadership, a class in leadership, executive leadership, with the people that are on board in pushing this this important issue forward around education for Black and brown children within our city. And so we're very appreciative of them and the work that everyone is doing. And it's something for you all to certainly take a look out on with the research and with the advocacy that is so needed and so important in moving forward. Another thing that we're doing right now is, and how we're meeting the moment goes into our state work and our county work around COVID-19. Seeing that there has been an issue, major issues around this pandemic, we've stepped in a variety of ways. We were fortunate to have the amazing Adrienne Wallace lead this charge. And so right now I am going to pass it over to Adrienne Wallace. And if you're wondering when you're looking at her, is that a picture of her on her left and right? Yes, it is, but there's a story behind it and it's a good one. So you have to reach out to her and ask her the story behind it. So Adrienne, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Please give it up for Miss Adrienne Wallace.
Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm humbly and grateful for the opportunity to work through my consulting firm, Kids Corner Healthcare Consulting, to work on access and equity issues that might be within, or that are pretty much experienced within underserved communities here in the state of Delaware. As Eugene spoke about 2 projects, we were presented with one particular project focusing on community needs within Newcastle County, and Dr. Lee from Christiana Care, along with Shanae Darby and Elizabeth Thorpe from Black Mothers in Power. They came along and told us about, Dr. Lee told us about a grant that was being held that we could apply for that would allow us an extensive amount of money to either come up with a project to address health inequities within the community. So we were able to apply for $300,000, and we received the $300,000 to start the COVID-19 Family Supply Relief Initiative, where we were able to provide essential items so that families who are experiencing lack during the pandemic were able to receive specific items such as Pampers, tampons. I'll focus, but I've read what Ms. Avery was saying, but they were able to get Pampers, tampons, laundry detergent, gift cards to go grocery shopping in the case that they may need, extra food for their families, but also Uber and Dart cards for transportation in the case that they lacked during this pandemic. While we were working with the grant, we were able to generate a survey of which we were able to keep track of how many people were experiencing either mental distress or lack during this time and during this period. And we served in short 800 families thus far, because we are still serving residents at this point, also from community schools such as Stubbs. We are providing Pampers for parents who may need them for their children, and also supplies for seniors who live in community living homes or facilities. The next grant that we were able to work along with the Department of Public Health was an ask based from ABC Creative Advertising. They were interested in trying to reach the community and find ways of which we can acquire information on how they could better market any type of COVID relevant information. And in return, we had an opportunity to bring on some of our Gilliam Fellow graduates, Sade Truitt and Taisha Greer, who happen to be on here today, were major leaders within the area, within the state. In total, we were able to collect a total of 1,700 responses from the survey, and for compensation for their time, people were given $25 gift cards. So this was definitely an initiative that I was happy to be a part of, because one, we received a lot of information in regards to the needs, and in assessing those needs, hopefully and prayerfully, we're able to move forward to not only collecting more information, but addressing the lack of resources or accessibility within the communities that we serve. So thank you, Eugene, and thank you to all the liaisons and participants who helped pretty much mold these projects. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wiles. Please give Ms. Wiles a round of applause, and everyone that helped her along, please do that. Thank you. That project was, I'm gonna be very honest, it has taken a whole lot out of the organization in order to pull off, just from a capacity standpoint, just doing it, pulling it off within a short period of time. But I'm thankful because we're able to provide a great deal of information that can help our state as they try to make guided decisions based on data. That was for the state, and then for the county, being able to provide people with some of the things that they needed at the moment. And it was interesting, and Adrian did a great job in collecting the data, being able to, just being able to see that, out of maybe some that at the time it was maybe like 600 or 700 people, about half of them either lost their jobs or lost hours at their place of employment. The biggest, and I did not think of it like this, but one of the highest percentiles that we found was that so many people are losing sleep because of the pandemic. And you would find so much data showing that people were losing sleep because of being stressed and things of that nature. So it was helpful that we're able to work in providing them with some of the things that they need. The top two, Adrian, tell me if I'm wrong, the top 2 or 3 biggest things that were requested were Pampers pull-ups, laundry detergent, and I believe like gift cards just or like ShopRite
To go to
cards
the
so people,
grocery store.
grocery stores so that people could eat. So
Yeah.
being able to have that information, being able to help in guiding our leaders in order to make mindful decisions based upon that data is so critical and so important. And we really appreciate the work that was done for both the county and also the state projects that we had. It's been very informative and very much needed. So I want to thank you for that. Now I want to go into what many people have called like what has become like one of the cornerstones of the Urban League. And I got to say this, we started the James H. Gilliam Senior Fellowship Program 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 and some change. And we wanted to provide as a way to give leadership training where you didn't have to pay, where we would actually find ways to help support, mentor, and help a lot of young people. And I use young people loosely because we're all young, right? But help people to hit whatever their goals, milestones, and opportunities for them in moving forward. And this fellowship program has killed it. I cannot say, I can't put it any other way. It has killed it. It has surpassed all expectations. In particular, one of the things that we were really concerned about is last year in 2020, the fellowship program, while they were able to have a lot of work together for a little bit before the pandemic, before they went virtual, we were glad that they were able to have that bonding experience. This year, we started out this group all online, all virtual, and we were very concerned about that. But I got to say this, and I have to give all credit to where credit's due. Sade Truitt and Cheyenne Miller have done an amazing job. Even in starting the project out in the early onset, we've received numbers showing how this program, the first week, even on virtual, rated higher than the first week in the previous 3 years. So I cannot thank Cheyenne and Sade enough. And so I wanted to say that as I pass it over to Sade Truitt, who's going to give, and not only is she the coordinator, but she's also a former fellow. I want to pass it over to Ms. Truitt so she could give a couple minutes about the James H. Gilliam Senior Fellowship Program. Sade, the floor is yours. Please give a round of applause from Ms. Sade.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is so awesome to see all of you here. It is an honor to serve as one of the co-directors of the James H. Gilliam Fellowship Program, along with Cheyenne Miller. And we would be remiss if we did not honor Mr. Drew Sears, who was our technical support, who was our big brother mentor in the process, who does a lot behind
absolutely
the things are running. So I'm here just to let you know that the Gilliam program has begun. I am so elated to see so many fellows from 2021, our current cohort, at the meeting. Shout out to you guys. It speaks a lot of your leadership and your commitment, not only to the fellowship, but to the Urban League. So thank you so much. For those of you who do not know, the James H. Gilliam Fellowship is a leadership program for young adults 18 to 40. And we have some grace with that age because we want everyone to kind of be exposed to what's happening in Delaware. And so we're navigating these incredible young professionals through the Delaware legislative process, skill building, and just basic civic engagement. It's not enough to say, I want to be involved. The next step is to get involved and to stay involved. And so we, along with the dynamic speakers and our partner, the Urban League, really take young professionals on a 10-month journey to really discover who you are as a leader. And now that you know who you are as a leader, what are you going to do to change the world? And so we had speakers lined up. I always joke that from Joe Biden to whoever, but I'll speak that to the atmosphere. Joe Biden's coming to the fellowship, but we have speakers across the state that are nonprofit leaders, that are senators, legislators, that are people working in classrooms that really have a wealth of information to share with our leaders. And so we're often asked, well, Sade, what makes this program different? There's leadership programs all across the state that are competing with the attention of it. What makes this program different is that we're intentional on building skills. So we have great speakers that come in and empower us and excite us, but we're really intentional on developing skills. What is your personal narrative? What does it mean to be a lobbyist? How do you advocate for legislation? How does a bill become a law in the state of Delaware? Who is my legislator? Who do I talk to when the fire hydrant isn't working in my city? My children don't have internet access. What's the process for that? So we're very intentional in that. And I would be remiss if I did not honor the legacy that's in the room. Dr. Patricia Gilliam Johnson is legacy in the room, who kicked us off on our first session, giving us the history of her father and sharing with us why this program is so vital to not just her legacy, but also to the Urban League. So we have 18 fellows. We are on the move. We're meeting on the second Tuesday of the month and the fourth Saturday of the month, and we're making change happen. So y'all watch out for these young professionals coming through. I'm sure they're going to change the world. Thank you for this moment, Eugene.
Amazing. Please give her a round of applause. I love that. You give her a nice round of applause. Absolutely. Thank you. I like Cheyenne's hand applause. The one hand type. But absolutely. Thank you so much for that. It's been a beautiful, I would say it's been a beautiful thing witnessing the fellows as of late. And you can see where I think CJ is on here. He's like policy advisor now. CJ came on rough and scraggly, and we had to clean. No, I'm joking. CJ came on just freshly out of Del State, and he's been doing an amazing job. But he's someone who came in an original class, first class, and now recently within the last month is now a policy advisor for our county exec. We have people who are now former fellows who are elected officials. We have people who are former fellows heading up into leading nonprofit organizations. That is the goal essentially for for 10, 15 years from now, for someone to say, you know what, there's a James H. Gilliam Senior Fellow who's the governor. There's a James H. Gilliam Senior Fellow who is the head of this program or this entity. And more importantly, there's the head of the person that's leading this change in our community is a James H. Gilliam Senior Fellow. So we really appreciate them, all of our current and previous fellows, and we also appreciate our co-coordinators, and also special shout out and thank you to Drew. Drew has been there since the very beginning. Thank you so much. So you have something, Sade, real quick?
Sorry, Eugene. We would just like the fellows that are on the line to raise their hand just so people know who they are. And we're going to shout out our big brother, Saran K. We're so proud of you, our friend, our speaker that comes in. We are
there you go.
Saran, thank you. We booking you to speak real soon, so I need like 30 minutes on your calendar.
I got you. No problem.
There we go.
Okay,
there we go.
I thought he was big time now, so he gonna make time. Okay, good.
Yeah, this will be his last one. We'll give him a proper send off at the end. Just a congratulations, thank you. But now we'll go.
Swan song, Saran, and you weren't even here.
I know that is true.
I gave you your swan song, and you weren't even here.
Man, look, just blame Eugene. That's how I get through the day.
Some things never change. Some things never change. So now that we spoke about the fellowship program, now we're going to talk about a program called Achievement Matters. Achievement Matters has been a staple of the Urban League going back to when our president and CEO in 2006 was Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I think our board chair at the time was Jack Markell. In 2006, they brought it on as a way to demonstrate that not only are we fighting on policy, but we're actually using direct services show us a demonstration of what should be done and what can be done. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Ms. Shannon Griffin, who is like the all-purpose when it comes to the Urban League. She's helping in organizing, Achievement Matters. She's bringing people together. She's running safe communities. She's doing everything. Please give a round of applause for the amazing Ms. Shannon Griffith. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eugene. Appreciate the introduction. And I do wear multiple hats. And I am thrilled with them all, although I am tired. Tonight, I am representing not just ACLU as a senior policy advocate, and as Ms. Ray already alluded, I am a core steering member with the Wilmington Center for Education, Equity, and Public Policy. I also am the co-chair of Safe Schools, which is a Building People Power campaign, which Cheyenne will go into later. SAFE stands for Safe, Accountable, Forward, and Equitable Schools. And I also am the program director for Achievement Matters. Right, I know. Achievement Matters is special because our after school program is different than regular programs where kids may come, to get tutored, to help to fill in some gaps they may have academically. Our work focuses in on not just providing those kind of supports, but also building leadership skills, right? Helping the kids get their own sense of not just worth, but their power. And so we really focus in on service learning projects. Prior to the COVID shutdown of schools, we were in AI Middle School and Bancroft School. But then COVID hit and our world changed, but we adjusted accordingly. I have an amazing staff, and so I would be remiss if I did not mention our wonderful staff people. They are Desiree Faison and Aaron Hutt and Dawn Riley. So once COVID hit and we had to readjust, we wanted to find out what was actually happening with regards to the virtual learning environment, what the needs of the parents were. So we disseminated a survey in a really short period of time to begin to get an understanding of what was happening. Now, again, this was really early on in the COVID crisis. And so there was a lot of confusion. Schools were scrambling to figure out how they were going to even do the virtual learning thing. And so some of the initial feedback we received was really important. 90% of the families reported that that their students needed more additional academic supports and social emotional learning supports. 85% of the students, the families wanted students back in schools, but they wanted to make sure that stringent safety measures were in place before that happened. And 72% reported issues with technology and the lack of assistance. And again, these were red clay families specifically. September, when schools began to go back into the virtual setting, we shifted and we provided truancy support to the Stubbs Early Learning Center. Our AM staff was able to contact 160 plus families to identify needs and connect them to existing services in the community. They also worked with the school staff to assemble and deliver coursework packs to students. We plan to continue to providing truancy support in additional schools serving Wilmington students during this virtual learning or hybrid learning environment. Currently, AM is partnered with the Christina School District to recruit and subsidize salaries for up to 5 in-school COVID testing assistants so that families can feel more safe and be more comfortable with students returning back to school. That is our work in a nutshell. And again, I'm really proud and honored to be a part of the Urban League family. And if you have any questions or you need to contact me, I can be reached at mwlachieves@gmail.com.
Everyone, please give a round of applause for Ms. Shannon Griffin, who does everything. Please give a round of applause. Handles all business that needs to be handled. I thank you so much, Shannon. Shannon has, she's been hugely impactful on the league because of the fact, what I appreciate the most about Shannon is she's fluid and she gets it done. And when the pandemic initially hit and kids were out of school, Shannon was the one reaching out saying, how can we get this done? How can we help our families? What can we do to help out the families at Stubbs? She was coming with a variety of different ideas just to make sure that A, we're able to keep our team together, and B, we're able to be of service. And so I sincerely want to thank you, Shannon, for all that you do. And so absolutely, a round of applause for Shannon. So moving from the direct service work and back into like the advocacy realm, we have focused, I would say, the last year on a report called the Pace of Progress. We call it 2.0. In 2003, Dr. Tony Allen commissioned a report, worked with Professor Leland Ware, Dr. Ted Davis, I believe he's on here, also Dr. David Rudder, and others to publish the Pace of Progress, which was published in, I want to say 2003. Keep a book handy, keep one of the books handy, so it's around here somewhere. And it would provide a wide array of information, data, research that actually made a great deal of impact in Legislative Hall. And that was actually considered by our governor at the time. One of the things that we wanted to do, going back to our roots of research, data, advocacy, we published the Pace of Progress 2.0. And we were able to add different findings around health, criminal justice reform, and things of that nature, other issue areas as well. This work was done, is spearheaded, it was done by a variety of people. We used practitioners, academics, a variety of individuals to put this project together. We recognize the fact that, and this was kind of coordinated by Miss Simone Philpotts. I don't think Simone is on here because Simone just had a baby a couple days ago, and so I will give her, oh, she is on here. There goes Simone, always still working. So I want to take this time to thank Simone for all the work that she did, and for all the work that she does for the Urban League. We're proud of her. We're happy for her and excited for her and baby Leland. So thank you so much, Simone. And so this very much dovetails into, which is like the phase 2, because you just can't have data and research without the advocacy and the pushing of policy that goes along with it. So one of the things that we've done is we created a larger initiative called Building People Power. And building people power is a way to actualize based on the data by organizing, gathering people together to make things happen, right? And so we are thankful because we were able to partner up with Network Delaware in order to bring kind of like our first full-time person outside of myself. So we're a nimble organization, small, but we're nimble, we're mighty. We're able to bring on another individual, and she started in January, and let me tell you, she has hit the ground running. I am thankful to work with her, thankful to know her. She also had a baby recently, and is doing this as a new mother as well. And so I just want to allow Cheyenne Miller to come on and speak a couple words about the Building People Power larger initiative that we have. Cheyenne, the floor is yours. Please give Cheyenne a round of applause.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheyenne Miller. I'm so excited to be on the team running the Building People Power campaign. I'm the campaign manager for it. And Eugene gave a really great introduction to how BPP came into play. We came into play with that report. So Simone really led the way in getting all these great people into the same room to start to research and provide all that data that's needed to really lay out what is the problem when it comes to racial justice and how far have we come in Delaware in the last 20 years and frankly, the last 40 years as it relates to racial justice. And as you all know, we came somewhat far, but we got a long way to go. And that's what Building People Power is about. It's about racial justice and how we're bringing Brown and Black leaders into this space so that they can be the ones to champion community organizing and to make sure that we're having some real policy change. And so Building People Power started in March 2020 It was a couple of days before the state shut down. Y'all remember this? Some of y'all nodding your head. You remember this? We was planning to have an in-person launch. We was sitting here running back and forth trying to figure out what we was going to do, because literally we had no clue if we were going to be able to hold an in-person launch. And it turned out that we couldn't, because we did not want to be unsafe. But I always go back to this story because it's, to me, the belief that, like, this is what Black people do. When stuff comes to hit us down, we get right back up, we start planning, we get ourselves together. And honestly, we were still able to hold a very successful launch in March. And we were able to turn it around from an in-person launch to a virtual launch in 2 days. And we were able to get 150 people to show up to this in-person launch. I truly believe it might have been one of the most well-attended launches of a new initiative that I've ever been on, at least. So it was exciting because we know that people was there for it. People want to do community organizing. And over the last year since then, we have been launching all kinds of issue campaigns where volunteers are focused on passing policy and focusing on community organizing so they can strategize. Shannon Griffin is on one of these issue campaigns. Safe Schools. Homes is another issue campaign. Another one we have is the Economic Recovery Campaign, and we have Black Mothers in Power. And of course, we all have our campaign to end debtors prison. We have been partnering on a lot of this work with Network Delaware to make sure that we're also launching the District Advocates Program. And the District Advocates Program lets volunteers get involved with getting in touch with their legislator. One of the most important pieces of advocacy is that. So we know that it took a long time for us to get here. We have about 100 district advocates now, about 70% of the state and senators, not senator districts, representative districts is covered by our district advocates. And we're trying to get more that are active and coming out. And so if you are ever interested in joining the Building People Power campaign, I'm going to put a link in the chat if you ever want to volunteer, if you just want to learn more. When you fill out that form that I put in the chat, you're going to be able to get a one-on-one, and we'll be able to talk more about what goes on. Appreciate your time. That's all I got to say.
Give a round of applause for Cheyenne Miller. Absolutely. One of the things when we talk about building, what does really building people power mean, right? And what I love about Cheyenne is she focuses on the aspect that we need to have those one-on-ones with people. We need to get people connected and tied into how they can be a part of making change. So it's not some top level of this, there's one person, one man or one woman as a leader. You know, I feel like whenever I speak with Cheyenne, that Ella Baker quote, you know, you don't need strong leaders when you have strong people, right? That's always what comes to my mind, just by the way that she focuses on the people aspect of everything and being able to get this done. So our goal is to create a movement where we're able to mobilize 100 people in every representative district. 100 people in every representative district. I'll give us 4,200 people that will be able to really push on our legislature to make some of the changes that have come from the data, which we've been working on, and the report that we've been able to come out with, and now the policies that we believe that are important based upon that data and that report. If you're missing any of these, if you don't have people, but you have data, then you're not gonna go anywhere. Because as soon as the legislator sees your data, as soon as you turn your back, they're gonna throw it away, right? If you have people, but you're not organized, then they can chop you up, and they can easily push you away from what you believe your agenda is. And if you don't have the policy prescriptions, you can talk all you want, but if you don't have the specific policy as to what impacts you, what needs to be done, then it's no good, right? So we're combining all of these in order to make this long-standing change and moving forward. So I thank you so much, Cheyenne, for that. I also thank Drew again, one of my right-hand man, guy who puts up with all my foolishness, and being such a partner in this and helping to bring Cheyenne on. This is a true partnership with Network Delaware, and I can't thank Drew enough, so that we're allowing us to be able to make this happen and work on this together. And so another thing that we want to do is talk about our auxiliaries. We have every Urban League has 2 auxiliaries. One is the young professionals and one is the guild. And it focuses on volunteering and things of that nature, but I'm gonna let some people who know a lot better than me speak on it. Right now, we have the amazing Miss Marion Burt. She's gonna provide a little bit about the Guild. Let me tell you something about Miss Burt. Miss Burt has really been, when I came in, Miss Burt was holding the Guild down. She had been holding it down for years. I tell people all the time, you really want to know something about someone, find out what they're doing when they're not getting paid, when they don't have to do it, right? And she was holding the Guild down for years. She did a beautiful job. She was kicking butt, and she was able to pass that along to Mr. Jordan Hines. Jordan Hines is not here with us today. I want to give him a shout out because unfortunately, Jordan Hines is going to transition out of the board. He is now starting the process at Wilder University to work on going to law school. So that is something that we are so much in support of, and we want to thank Jordan for his time. But I want to, as always, when called upon, Miss Burt is here. And so I want to give Miss Burt the floor just to talk a little bit about the Guild and give her perspective. So without any further ado, I would love to give the amazing Miss Burt the floor. Please give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Eugene, for that introduction. Good evening, everybody. It's so good to see some of your faces, old and new. I'm filling in for Jordan, so just bear with me. The Guild, as Eugene said, is one of the volunteer auxiliaries of the Urban League. We have been described as the heart and soul of the Urban League. We've been around for almost 80 years now. Some of the things that we do, we contribute thousands of volunteer hours each year, and we play a pivotal role in connecting the Urban League mission to the communities that we serve. We've also acted as mentors and tutors in helping members develop leadership skills and encourage them in issues that shape their lives. We also raise funds for our affiliate, and we act as goodwill ambassadors in the community. Now, much of the Guild's success pre-COVID-19 was in voter registration, where we collaborated with the local elected officials and State Department of Elections to train Guilders and educate about voter registration. And as a result of that, Guild members volunteered in numerous Get Out the Vote campaigns to inform and register voters. One of the things that all Guild chapters have to do every year is hold an annual health fair. And it's usually two or three health challenges that you could choose to concentrate on. We have done in the past Alzheimer's, hearing loss, lupus, and we also have done diabetes education and worked with the YMCA and the Kenny Foundation in providing healthy foods for seniors and a diabetic coaching to educate seniors on how to stay healthy. One of the things that I am very, very much proud of is that every year we collect coats and blankets for the homeless community. We have partnered with Boscov's and the Christiana Town Center. We have partnered with ACE, now Chubb Insurance Company, the Women's Ministry of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and the Montessori Learning Center. And we have taken these coats down to McDonald's, I think on 4th Street. And I just want to share this story with you. When we did our last coat drive, we were sitting there trying to decide which way we were going to go. And this girl got out of her car. She had on a pair of thin pajamas, no coat, pair of slippers, no hat, no gloves, nothing. And then a child got out of the car with the same thing on. That nearly broke my heart to see that. Forgive me, I get emotional when I talk about this. But that just made us more determined that that was something that we would do every year. So we've had great collaboration with those businesses that I mentioned. We've also recently partnership with Prevention Child Abuse of Delaware. And we distributed Prevention Child Abuse Delaware windmills recognizing the Child Abuse Month.
The other thing that I'm most proud of is our scholarship fund. I think since 2014, we have awarded over $8,000 in scholarships. And while we didn't do any last year and we were kind of dormant activity wise, we are coming back in 2021. So watch out, y'all. If anybody has any questions, they can contact either me or Jordan, and we will be glad to answer them for you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bird. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you can tell, you can see why Ms. Bird has been such a pillar of the Guild Auxiliary. Please give Ms. Bird a round of applause. And she makes some of the best spinach dip on this side of, I don't know what side of it is, but it's good. That's all I know.
Don't forget about the firecrackers.
The firecrackers too. Yeah, they go down smooth, but they may come out a little hot, but they're good though. They're good. But yes, absolutely. I love Miss Bird. Thank you so much, Miss Bird. We really appreciate it. Especially for the firecrackers. But also, I want to now go into the amazing Miss Danielle Craig. Danielle Craig has been the head of the YPs for the last, has it been a year now? Danielle, 2 years, 3 years, something? What's the year when you're having fun? So I'm gonna let Danielle speak a little bit about the YPs, and then we will we'll have something right after that. All right. So she's gonna do her PowerPoint presentation.
All right. Thank you, Eugene. That was funny. It's been 3 years. Let's make that clear. 3 years. But shout out to all of the young professionals on the call today. I'm so thankful that you joined us and proud that you guys represent the young professionals throughout the state. Please know that everything that we do is with you. And we are here as young professionals to support the affiliate, to support all of the other branches of the Urban League. And we are just always proud to kind of round up and to help move the movement forward. So thank you. I do want to give, before I shout out on this, before I start this presentation, understand it's going to be a slideshow. So it's going to be going on while I'm talking because I only got 3 minutes. But I want you guys to take notice of all of the hard work that we've done. Special thank you to my executive leadership team. I have to mention you by name, Keela Aline, Shadar Strange, and Leland Silver. Thank you so much for joining forces with me in this last term and just making sure that we are continuing to go forth, even within the pandemic. And thank you to our executive committee. You guys know who you are. You'll see your names in the future. And so we just thank you. YPs, you are the bomb. Let's get going. So the year of COVID, I just wanted to show we started 2020 with the idea of making sure that we were supporting our affiliate the way that we needed to, and also thinking about how we wanted to do things, right? We were ready, we were going, we were active, and then COVID happened. And with COVID happening, we decided that we had to take a step back because we didn't really understand what we were going to do and how we were to do things virtually. But in doing that, the amazing, phenomenal young professionals that I work with, we were able to put into play what we needed to do, and we still stayed on track. We didn't miss a beat. As you see with this slideshow, events happened, advocacy was done, implemented. We impacted our communities throughout the state. We launched new initiatives. We supported our national programming, and we just continued to do the work of the league that all of us are here to do. So I do want to give some highlights because we didn't have our in-person meeting at the end of the year. You guys have heard this before, YPs, but I want to share the love and give recognition to you guys as everyone is here on the floor with us. So just letting you know that we had some major recognition coming from our nationals this year. And those people who were recognized for the work, the hours that they put into it, the work that they've done, the sleepless nights, the cries, all of that. We were recognized for just putting in the work. A lot of times you don't get highlighted, you don't get put on top 10 lists, you don't get, and nobody sees the hard work that you do. So I wanna make sure that everybody is seen tonight. So just letting you know that we had national distinguished honors who were given to the following people. Shane Cannon, distinguished YPs, Simone Philpotts and Winona Sutton, select distinguished YPs, Monica Shockley Porter, and yours truly as president distinguished YPs. And understand that this comes to earn these national awards. It is money, it is donations, it is fundraising, it is a time spent. And so we just want to make sure that everybody understands that those who really have been putting in work, everyone is putting in the work, but those 5 were highlighted from our nationals, and we're so very proud of you. We also had special recognitions at the end of the year for those people who just go out of their way to support the YPs and the work that we do. And so we had Miss Bibi. Now, I tried my very hardest to get her online here today, but we just couldn't get her on. So I hope that you guys will share this video with her. She was awarded our biggest cheerleader award during our ceremony. And she was very happy that I put BB on her award, as she does not know who Beatrice is. We had the Lady of the League Award that was awarded to Miss Francine Oates. She is so supportive of what we do as YPs. I mean, where would we be without her? So we awarded her this past December. And then also Simone Philpotts, you've heard so much about her today. But she is our YP champion, and we wanted to make sure to show her the love, because without Simone, we don't know where the YPs would be in the last 8 years or so. So we're just so grateful and thankful. And I wanted to make sure to thank you all for your support, for sharing a flyer, for giving us kudos, for just encouraging us when times seem hard. We have so much. This is the year of urgency. We have so much to do. We have so much to be focused on with empowering our communities, yet empowering ourselves. And so I just want you to stay connected with us, stay informed of what we're doing, stay connected with the league. We're all working together, and we're one big, huge happy family, making sure that our people are supported. So if you want to find out any other information about us, the YPs, go to our website. It's on the list. Feel free to connect with us and to find out what more we are doing. So thank you so much for the time. I hope I didn't go over too long. I'm out. YPs.
All right, you did go over time, but that's okay. So we love Danielle Craig. So everyone, please give Danielle Craig a round of applause. Round of applause. So I had to put my mask on because we here at the Urban League believe in social distancing and sticking with protocol. We're Dr. Lee on here, making sure. And so one of the things I want to do is I want to really say how much we appreciate Danielle Craig. And then I'm going to speak about someone else, and then I'm going to come back to Danielle Craig. So Danielle has been on here for about 3 years now. And to be honest, I've been like holding on. Like she's been trying to like tiptoe out of the house. And I'm like, no, you're not going anywhere, right? And she's been an absolute star. She's been great in holding the YPs down. She's done an amazing job. She's going through the Emerging Leaders Program. The Emerging Leaders Program is a program actually, and Simone has done it as well, I believe. These two is one of the more intensive programs with the Urban League. Essentially, it creates future president and CEOs of the Urban League. And so she was able to go through this program, and she did extremely well. And she's someone who we could see certainly as having a life with the Urban League as time moves on, along with Simone and others as well. And the reason why I bring that up is because now I got to bring up someone else, right? Over here, you see the amazing, the talented, the beautiful, the phenomenal Miss Francine Oates. Give it up for Miss Francine Oates, y'all. There you go. So Miss Fran, I'm holding Miss Fran here because she wants to get out of here. But I wanted to say this, and then I'm going to cue what's coming up next. Literally, when I came here, Miss Fran was the first person. She was the only person, but she was the first person that kind of greeted me and brought me in, right? And she has been like the everything. I call her over. She's been here since the very beginning, since 2001. It was 2000. She has been here since the beginning. She has really been the oil that has kept this engine running called the Urban League. We would not be as successful in any way, shape, form, or capacity without Ms. Fran. We appreciate the time, the countless hours that she puts in. She comes here after work to work on the Urban League, not because she has to, but because she wants to, right? And so we greatly appreciate the love and just the sheer desire just to be a part of the overall movement, right? To the point, her daughter is actually a part of the National Urban League movement. Her daughter is a controller for the DC Urban League. So this is not just something that she talks about. This is not something that she just says every now and then. This is something that she truly believes. I think like as urban leaguers are, like she is the goal, the bar as to what it means to be of service, of calling to something that's bigger than you in regards to this urban league movement. So I say that with great appreciation, love, and affection for Ms. Fran. And one of the things that we did, was it last year, Ms. Fran? 2 years ago. It was last year. Okay, so we did, it's two. Yeah, so it's 2 years ago. Jasmine, it was three. It was 3 years ago. We honored Miss Fran with the Francine C. Oates Award in her name, in her honor. Absolutely, give it up, absolutely. And so every year, every annual meeting, someone within the Urban League is presented with this prestigious award. This goes to someone who puts their time, their talent, their treasure, everything into the Urban League and embodies that spirit that Ms. Fran certainly has provided. We've been fortunate enough to receive from Ms. Fran. So this year, the winner of the Francine C. Oates Award goes to, can you hit the video, please? Greetings. I just want to thank you all for being here as we have announced the award winner of the Francine C. Oates Award going to the amazing Miss Danielle Craig. First and foremost, as we present this award to Danielle, which has been a surprise for her today, I think it's important that we provide some context. A couple years ago, we presented Miss Fran, affectionately known as Miss Fran, with this award for the work that she has done in this office and in this movement of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League. Miss Fran has been with us, as she said before, over 20 years now. I can say here in my tenure, and I can say my predecessors would say the same, is how important she has been. I call her the oil to the engine of what is the Urban League. I find no one putting in as much as service over this long standing period of time that is so knowledgeable, that is so deeply involved and engaged in what is this movement, to the point where her daughter works at an Urban League affiliate in DC. So when we say that this is the Francine C. Oates Award is going to someone, it puts an oomph on how important it is.
My name is Francine Oates, and I am the office manager of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League. I've been working for the Urban League for the last 21 years. I was the very first employee hired, and I was hired on January 1st, 2000. The Urban League became a very important part of my life. I had become very passionate about the work that we do. I was definitely impressed with the founder of our organization, Mr. James H. Gilliam Sr. He was also very passionate about civil rights, social justice, equity, inclusion, education, and all of those things. As time went on, we ended up developing a young professionals auxiliary for our affiliate here in Delaware. And we've had several YP presidents since I've been here. Today I'm here basically to talk about Danielle Craig, who is our current YP Young Professionals president. She reminded me a lot of myself. When she came in, she kind of hit the ground running. She increased the membership of the Young Professionals organization in Dover and Kent County. She has been a great fundraiser for the young professionals. Their signature fundraising event is called the Unsung Heroes, and it kind of honors folks in that community that have made a significant impact on the people that live in their respective communities. I personally witnessed Danielle's passion and dedication to the Urban League movement over the last 5 years. She leads with a smile, purpose, tenacity, and strength. I feel like she's done more in 5 years than I've done in 20 or 21. And finally, Danielle has proven herself as an emerging leader within this movement. Her passion for the Urban League has manifested itself into her heart and her soul. She represents the mission of the Urban League movement, which is to empower people of color to achieve economic self-reliance, parity, power, and civil rights. And with that being said, it is my distinct honor to bestow the honor of the 2021 Francine C. Oates Award to Danielle Craig for her work within the Urban League.
And I can't tell you this, I don't know of anyone better that should be recognized for the work that he or she has done more than Danielle Craig. I originally met Danielle doing our organizing, community organizing training. I have had the pleasure to work with her in my role here as being president and CEO of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League. It's been an honor to see her grow. It's been an honor to unsung heroes, to volunteer opportunities, to working to make sure people are able to get internships, just all these different things that she's done, organizing the YPs, helping in raising money, helping in recruiting more people on. And then on top of all of that, I have to be very real and true to the fact that this is not something that she gets paid for. Danielle Craig does not get paid to be the YP president, but she does it because she believes. She, along with a couple others, and I've said this to them, there's this group of young, talented individuals that are going to be taking leadership roles within, even higher leadership roles within the Urban League, whether they like it or not, as we move forward in time. So I think that it's beautiful to see someone like Danielle, who has come up from the YPs, who's done the Emerging Leaders program with the National Urban League, who's gone through and been and is a James H. Gilliam Senior Fellow, who's put in so many countless hours. It is beautiful to see her be honored, and it's beautiful to see that other people are who have witnessed the amount of time, energy, talent, using her talents for this job. People have seen this and said that she should be honored. And so it's a beautiful thing. I'm thankful for my time working with Danielle. I'm looking forward to even the time moving forward. And I can't think of another person more deserving. So Danielle Craig, thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League for all that you have done. We cannot thank you enough. And so please take this award as just a token of our appreciation to you. All right, I think that's it. Is that it? Okay, that's it. Give it up for Danielle Craig, y'all. Give it up.
Excuse me, Eugene.
Yes.
Miss BB has been trying for hours, but she's on the phone. She just like to say something to Danielle.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss BB.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Miss BB.
We can't hear her, Ray.
Off the phone there.
We can't hear her.
Can't hear.
Okay, they can't hear you. All right, thank
We'll
you.
just take that spirit.
No. I love you, Miss BB.
We'll just take that spirit of Miss BB. And also Miss Fran wants to say congratulations.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Thank you, Miss Fran.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Danielle, we just want to say thank you. You've done such an amazing job. We appreciate all of your time putting in with the Urban League. Also doing this because hopefully that keeps you stay on even longer.
I was thinking he wants me to stay on. This is his play to get me to keep.
There you go. So we really appreciate it. If you have just a couple quick words you want to say, you're welcome to do it, and then we'll go to the next phase, and we'll wrap everything up.
I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to walk in the previous president's shoes. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for working with me. To my fellow YPs, I am not me without you. And let's continue to move forward in this movement. There's so much work to be done. And I'm listen, I might not be president, but I'm gonna be there working with you. I'm gonna be a great general member. I love you all. You made me cry. So thank you so much. Thank you. I love you
all. Now we're normally supposed to wrap up, but I just want to do one quick thing. This is, he's probably the loudest member of most of our meetings, especially our board meetings. He came on here, he was kind of loud already. I get on him all the time, but I got to give credit to where credit is due. Saran has done an amazing job in regards to the Urban League. He actually helped in putting together our initial organizing training. I'm gonna keep it real. Saran was the one that talked me in 2014, 2015 to get back involved in the league. When he just kind of like choked me, it was like, you just gonna do it, right? Every time he called me, you just gonna do it. You just gonna come on YPs because I'm not gonna get on without you. And so he's the one that actually brought me back into the YPs in like 2015, I think that was. But he's done an amazing job with the league, starting with the community organizing training as a board member. As I said before, I think he got on. He's probably the only person, there's probably maybe one random other person, but there ain't too many people that can say before they're 40 years old, I've been the Secretary of Labor, I've been the Secretary of Economic Development, and I'm now the head of OMB before the age of 40. So we appreciate him for and congratulate him for his new role. And because of him taking that role, he's got to get off of the board. But we want to give him, send him off, give him a proper farewell. And we also want to allow him to speak a couple words to everyone. So Saran, the floor is yours. Please give Mr. Saran K a round of applause.
You got to learn. One, you never talk trash about somebody and then hand them the microphone. You wait till they hand the microphone back to you to throw your shots. But I'm gonna let you slide because it's your meeting, Mr. President. No, I just want to thank you guys for all the work. Obviously, I'm still going to be a general member of the league and look forward to continuing to work with everybody here. Shout out to Danielle, Craig, and congratulations for getting the Miss Fran award. And definitely people in my house yelling. I got these kids and stuff running around, this dog. I apologize, people. But I do want to just, tell you guys and just, say to continue to just be vigilant. There's a lot of work ahead, numerous issues that are floating around with regard to justice, equal justice, education, our prisons, our healthcare systems, and you name it. And it seems like every single one of them, persons of color, are bearing the brunt of the problems and the gaps in the system. So, continue to be vigilant, continue to be active, continue to be involved, and speak truth to power, even when that ends up being me from time to time. I get that. But I'm looking forward to all the work that we're going to do together. There's a lot of great opportunity. And I also want to give a major shout out to all of the folks who are here nursing babies during the meeting. Cheyenne and Simone and the whole nine. Look, let me tell you, you got 2 former labor secretaries on this call. So far, I've heard that Eugene don't pay people. I heard that I heard that he got people on here giving birth and coming right back into the office right afterwards. I mean, it's some stuff. I don't know. Me and Patty, we might have to put together some type of report or something.
I'm there with you.
I know. Look, he's giving awards to Danielle, so she stay on board. Look,
we might have to really work on this one.
That is bringing up some concerns, but I know that you all do it because you're passionate, and I appreciate the commitment and continue to do the great work. Thank you.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, Saran. And I guess we can only do it because we have 2 former. Because thank God they're not current. So that's the thing that's saving us right now. I would just say this as we close. First thing, I want to thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. Secondly, I want to say this.
I'm sorry, Eugene. I apologize. We will be remiss. She jumped on here, and I know she's been quiet down in the bottom, but State Senator Marie Pinckney,
she's on here,
is on the line.
Where is she?
Has already had some very powerful wins down. And I know you were trying to be quiet. I don't care. I'll put you on blast.
I didn't see her.
Incredibly proud of the work that she's been doing. And I'm watching from close up, but hopefully a lot of you guys are watching from afar.
Absolutely. I'm going to give thank you for that. I did not see State Senator Marie Pinckney. Marie Pinckney, would you care to give just a few quick words since you're on, former fellow, now state senator? Please, if you care to share any words that you like.
I enjoy that you asked me that as though it was I had a choice in the matter. Thank you, Saran. I appreciate the mic toss. I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time. I am always eternally grateful to the Urban League and YPs. Without both entities, I would not be State Senator Marie Pinckney. So I'm eternally grateful to almost every single face on this call who helped, supported, lend a hand, lend a dollar, help come up with legislative ideas from beginning to the end. This is an amazing body of people who are making waves and shaking things up in every area of this state. And I am just so excited and honored to be among the names on this call. I appreciate all of the support and all of the love that you all give, from the work that you do to just the simple text messages of support. The work could not get done without every single one of you guys. So thank you for everything that you do. And I will toss the mic back to you, Mr. Young.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please give it up for State Senator Marie Pinckney real quick. Please, please, please. Absolutely. But that goes to show exactly what this is about, right? It's this full life cycle of making change. And that's what makes the Urban League so unique. There's a lot of organizations that do direct services. There's a lot of organizations that do research. There's a lot of organizations that organize. There's a lot of organizations that do policy, right? There's a lot of organizations that have leadership programs. But show me another organization in the state that puts all of them together and bring about change for our community. Whether it's the leadership program, whether it's direct services that we do, the fact that we have 3 and I would be even remiss, we have 5 individuals affiliated with the Urban League that are now in elected office, right? We have a city councilwoman, we have 3 state representatives. I'm trying to think, make sure 1, 2, 3. Yes, we have 3 state representatives, 2 former YPs, 1 Gilliam fellow, and we have a state senator. We're training and we're providing the platform for our leaders of tomorrow. We're organizing in communities, meeting people where they are, not asking them to come and meet us where we are. This is goes to the core of what the Urban League is about. And this is why we have to continue pressing on moving forward in 2021. So I am deeply heartened and thankful by everyone that came on and jumped on tonight. But I'm also leaving us with the challenge of what are we going to do come 2021 this year to make it even that much better than last year, seeing all the issues at hand. So please join, please get involved, please get engaged. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the wave. Like, this is it. I'm not saying it just to pomp or anything like that. This is the movement. And we need everyone to be involved and be engaged along this process to really be even more impactful and change within our community. So I deeply appreciate you all for being on this call. I thank you all. I thank everyone for all the work that they do to even make this possible. And I wish you all a wonderful evening. Thank you all so much.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
The survey.
Oh, the survey. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you leave, hit that survey that Jonathan just put in the chat. Flux Creative. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Hit this survey before you go, so we know we could get an even idea of some of the things you want to do moving forward. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. So
we need permission for the survey.
Excuse me?
We need permission for the survey.
All right, we'll make sure you have that. Just give it a couple seconds. We'll make sure you have it. Thank you so much for that, Jason. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Godspeed.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. That was cool.
I'm gonna get you.
I know, it was good. It was good. I know.
I'm gonna get you.
Survey's good to go.
You're still recording.